How's it going, guys? Today I wanted to talk to you guys about three of my favorite revolvers with a lot of history under their belt. This one right here is a Smith & Wesson Model 19. This one's called the Combat Magnum. And this one has a lot of history because it was the first K-frame 357 revolver to come out. Before this gun, these guns were a lot bigger and bulkier, very heavy, and this made it a much more comfortable carry. Of course, the con was more recoil on that very powerful 357 round. This one comes with the half underlug. This one has the rear adjustable sight. And it's this one happens to be nickel plated. This one over here is a Smith & Wesson M&P Model 13. This one's pretty much the same as the Model 19, same frame. The only difference with this one and the Model 19 is that this one doesn't have the adjustable rear side, and this one has a bull barrel. And it's a much thicker barrel, and it helps with recoil. This one also happens to be pinned and recessed. Pretty much Smith & Wesson used to do this to their older revolvers. It used to where the bullets would sit flush with the cylinder and their barrels were pinned, and they just stopped doing that as a cost cutting measure. So again, this Smith & Wesson Model 13 M&P, and of course it shoots 357 and 38 special, modeled after the Model 10 Smith & Wesson M&P. And this one over here, another Smith & Wesson 357. This one's a Smith & Wesson 686. And this one was also very popular with law enforcement. And this one's a bigger frame. This one's an L frame. And this one happens to be in stainless steel. And this extra weight and the full underlug over here really helps with the recoil with the 357. So this one is my favorite to shoot, and especially 357. The recoil is much greater with these K-frames over here with the Model 19 and 13. Well, and the Model 19 was very popular with the Border Patrol. And this one was used by the FBI. Which brings me to the next subject that I wanted to talk to you guys about. Really big incident that happened. It was I'm sure you all have heard of it, the 1986 Miami shootout, and all these three revolvers were involved as far as on the law enforcement side. And pretty much what happened in that big incident was 8 FBI agents managed to pin down 2 bank robbers, and there was a big shootout, and it didn't end well. Well, both of the bank robbers were killed, but it didn't end well for the FBI either, because 2 of their agents were killed, and pretty much everybody, for the exception of one, I believe, was shot in that incident. Now, there was also more guns at play in this incident. The 9mm was also used. The Smith and Wesson model 459 9mm was used, and I believe 2 pistols were used. And I think the rest of the agents had about these 3, or and one of them I believe misplaced his gun, and they had pretty much 38 specials J frames as sidekicks. So J frames were also used. And so pretty much after that incident, these guns came into question as far as whether they were obsolete or not. And of course, the answer was that yes, they were, because obviously they were replaced. But one important thing that I wanted to bring up is that even though these are 357s, the 357 ammo was not used at that incident. Everything was everything that was shot by law enforcement was 38 special plus P. And do I think had the 357 been involved in this incident, would have been a game changer? And my answer is yes. Reason being, some of these guys were shot at pretty close range. And I mean, close range 357, in my opinion, I feel that, I mean, it would have been a difference. It's a much hotter round, obviously. I mean, it would have done more damage to the bank robbers had they been hit with 357 instead of 38 special plus P. You know, that being said, I don't think it was a dumb move in the FBI agents on their part, because, you know, I can see it from a common sense point of view why you would use 38 special on your 357 K-frames, because obviously there's less recoil, so that means more bullets on target. So, you know, a lot of these guys I'd rather hit my guy than miss him with, I mean, it could be a good hot round, but if you're going to miss him, you know, what good is that going to do? So obviously they're going to choose a 38 special where they know they're going to hit, and I'm certain that's what they probably were given for training. I'm not sure. Like, again, this is I also want, you know, I want answers as far as if any of you guys out there know, but this is just my opinion and of why 357 wasn't used. And I'm sure that's what they were issued to train with. I mean, I know a lot of agencies back then were having issues with a lot of wear and tear of the K-frames because of the 357 being real hot. It causes more damage to the guns. They need more. You need more repairs to the actual revolvers. So I'm sure you're given 38 special to train with. So that's what you train with. That's what you know. So why not have it, you know, have it as what you use? Or maybe they were just given, you know, 30 special. They were issued 38 special plus P. I don't know, but I'm not trying to. What I'm trying to get at is I'm not trying to criticize why the 357 wasn't used. I get it, you know, but I get it, but at the same time, I feel the 357 would have been, you know, in this situation, it would have made the difference. You got to look at the history of the 357 when, you know, law enforcement was asking for a hotter caliber back in the day because I mean they were getting destroyed by these bank robbers. They just didn't have a chance. They had more firepower, better, you know, automatic guns, bulletproof vest, and they wanted ammo that would also, you know, go through cars. So that's where the 38 special, the 38 Super, and the 357 round came about. You know, specifically, you know, to go through vehicles and bulletproof vests at the time. So that's how the 357 came about, actually. And I just think it's funny how just history repeats itself. Because obviously, you know, they wanted a hotter round, but then they've deemed it too hot that, and it was not only law enforcement, but the same was, you know, with the you know, with the average, you know, Joe at the time. You know, it was just hotter round, so people, it was more uncomfortable. So even regular Joes would, and other than law enforcement, would, you know, switch up their 357 revolvers. They would shoot 38 special. I'm sure it was cheaper, also. So, you know, less wear and tear on your gun, more fun, better training at the range. But where history repeats itself is that you get 357 guns that are were made to handle a 357, and you're shooting 38 special at them for more control and accuracy. And you know, this incident happens, and then you know, you get a hotter round, you know, because for example, the 10 millimeter, that's where the 10 millimeter came about, because they felt you needed more ammo and hotter ammo. And what happened there, you know, same thing again. It was, the round was too hot, a lot of recoil. People wanted more rounds on target, so they stopped using the 10 millimeter, and they went with the 40 Smith and Wesson, which that's how it came about, 10 millimeter short. And apparently that one's, the 40 caliber has been doing well as far as statistically and ballistically. It's been a very successful round. And even from what I've been hearing, that the military is planning to switch from 9 millimeter to 40 caliber pretty soon. So it's been a very good round. But the point that I'm trying to make is that the 357 came about because law enforcement wanted a powerful round, and they stuck with 38 special, and then went to, you know, tried to evolve from there, and went to the 10 millimeter, and then now they're with the 40 caliber. So it just shows how, you know, history just repeats itself. But you know, I still like, as far as the FBI goes, you know, I feel they make very intelligent, smart decisions, and I still have them as the consider them like the gold standard, because I know they make a lot of research before using their guns or their calibers, and I'm sure that's what all of law enforcement does. They look to the FBI as what they carry, you know, what they're carrying. But as far as the revolvers go, I don't think revolvers are obsolete. Maybe it's the fact that I'm a big fan of the revolver, but I do not think these guns are obsolete yet. They still have their role, and I wouldn't hesitate to pick one up. All right, thank you guys, and that's pretty much my video. I hope you found it very informative, and if you liked it, hit me up with some likes, and please subscribe. Thank you.